Hey all, Sean here from Test the Family. It's in the air and all over the headlines. Smoke from Canadian wildfires in Quebec has drifted over the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic. I've had my Tesla solar panels here for almost 3 years and I've never seen it this thick before. Outdoor activities are canceled and air quality alerts are in effect for my area here in Maryland. Today is likely the peak of the worst air quality, but air quality has been decreasing for the past 3 days. The air quality today ranges from unhealthy to hazardous over Maryland and the National Capital Region right now. There is a persistent campfire smell in the air, and a veil of wildfire smoke is turning the color of the sun red. In this video, let's compare solar production to air quality. I'm sure this smoke is lowering my daily production, but let's take a closer look at by how much. We'll look at daily air quality versus solar production spanning several days from when we had good air quality earlier this week to today's unhealthy air quality, and onto production on the other side when our air quality turns green again. All right, let's jump in. All right, let's talk about wildfire and its impact on solar production. Let's start off though with a baseline. Taking a look at the graphic here on the far left, we see my solar production for Thursday, May 25th, 2023, and you see a really nice solar production curve that day. Ended up producing 46.3 kilowatt hours. This is indicative of a day where there is no clouds, perfectly sunny day right here in mid to late spring. Max power on that day was 6.1 kilowatts, which is really close to what I would typically say is my maximum for my 7.56 kilowatt system. I have seen a few days where I've reached 50 kilowatt hours, maybe once or twice a year since my panels were installed back in June of 2020. And power production sometimes hits 6.5, maybe close to 7, but usually 6.1 is about average. The next image over shows my production from June 2022, and I'm going to use this graphic for 2 data points. One being my June maximum possible production for a day. You can see 47.5 kilowatt hours was the maximum I produced in June of 2022 for one particular day. Very close to what we just saw here on May 25th, just shy by about 1 kilowatt hour. We're also going to be using the total generation for the month divided by 30 days to get what my average daily production is. And we can see those numbers in the table on the right. We've got our average June 2022 daily production in kilowatt hours is 35 kilowatt hours. Now that does take into account some days where it's really cloudy, some days where we see lots of rain or thunderstorms, and our production is cut back by weather. And then the next row down here is where I've got my June max possible. Other data points I'm going to be showing you here as we step through the days of the wildfire smoke impact here in Maryland are going to be the production for each day, then the difference from the daily average. We're going to be looking again at max power and then the difference from the daily maximum. We're going to be looking at the air quality index, the daily average for Rockville, Maryland from airnow.gov. And we're going to be looking at the mist production from the max due to the smoke or clouds or rain in a particular day. And then we're going to be calculating the running total of mist production. The map on the bottom right is the archive from airnow.gov for each particular day, contouring the air quality index. So here in the 25th, we can see that air quality was green actually, with a reading of 19, and we don't see any contours for green on this map, but just know that we had really good air quality that day. No smoke at all, or clouds for that matter, impacting solar production. All right, moving on to June 5th, 2023, and we can start to see some air quality issues creeping in on the map from the north and west. This is really the beginnings of some of the wildfire smoke that's working its way over the northeast US from wildfires that are ongoing in Quebec, Canada. Here in central Maryland, where I live and where my solar panels are, we had a green day with an air quality index of 20. Production for the day was 42.7 kilowatt hours, 7.7 kilowatt hours above the average for the day. Max power, 6 kilowatts, which is just 100 watts down from the maximum power that I typically see on a nice clear day here in June. Air quality for this particular day was green, 20. So we're just going to be calculating the mist production due to any smoke clouds or rain in the area. This particular day, we didn't have really any of those impacts. I would classify Monday, June 5th as a clear day. Hardly any clouds in the sky. There may be a few that pass through. That's why you see these very, very minor dips here in the solar curve. So we'll calculate that as a total mist production of 4.8 kilowatt hours. On to June 6th, and we can see that air quality is starting to come down here. So the impacts of the wildfire smoke are working their way across the east. Our air quality here in central Maryland has moved into the moderate category with a reading of 75. Production for the day has come down quite a bit, only 31.9 kilowatt hours for the day. And that's mainly because the maximum power production is down about 1 kilowatt for the day. So we are seeing some of that haze and some of that smoke impacting the solar production. We're 3.1 kilowatt hours off of the daily average for June 2022. And we're going to call the mist production for this particular day 15.6 kilowatt hours mist. Mainly due to some broken clouds that occurred throughout the day. We can see here in the afternoon how they really cut into the afternoon production. So the running total of mist production is up to 20.4 kilowatt hours. Okay, on to June 7th, we're really starting to see the air quality issues move in, especially toward the end of the day here. We have dropped to red category or unhealthy air quality with a reading of 152, and our production was 35.8 kilowatt hours, which actually is 800 watt hours above the monthly average. So you can see that even with the wildfire smoke, we're not taking too much of a hit here. We are able to at least reach or be very close to average for the month, but the max power production down by 800 watts, and mist production for this particular day 11.7 kilowatt hours, mainly due to the haze which showed up in the weather observations and some low visibility also from the smoke. Total mist production up to 32.1 kilowatt hours. So we're getting very close to an entire day's average production mist now. Okay, on to June 8th. Really, here we are with the peak of the air quality issues. Again, we're in the red, but there were some purples not too far off to our north. Red at 160. And even though the average for the day was in the red category with 160, I do have a screenshot here of a period during the day when I checked the air quality, and it was in the 214 range, or very unhealthy. So production for the day still very close to average, 35.5 kilowatt hours, actually half of a kilowatt hour above average. Max power for the day down by around 1 kilowatt, and mist production for the day 12 kilowatt hours. Again, this is due to the haze and the low visibility from the wildfire smoke over the area. And from my intro video, this is the day that I shot the intro. We had that campfire smell in the air and a lot of haze, a lot of lower visibility. So total mist production up to 44.1 kilowatt hours. All right, moving on to Friday, June 9th, and we're starting to see some improvement now. Production, though, was actually down quite a bit from the past couple of days, despite seeing the improved air quality. Air quality came up to yellow or moderate levels with a reading of 58 for the day. Production 28.2 kilowatt hours, which is 6.8 below the average for the month of June 2022. And max power also down, 5.5 watt hours is what I'm going to go with. Even though here on the screenshot from the app it showed 6.5, that was a very minor spike that I'm going to rule out. And we'll go with an average of 5.5. So down by 600 watts for max power. And missed production 19.3 kilowatt hours on the day, below what we could potentially be seeing for the June maximum of 47.5. Now there were several periods of broken clouds during the day, and actually 2 periods where rain showers moved through. And so that's also going to be inhibiting the solar production. So this isn't all from wildfire smoke, but some of it's from a mix of wildfire smoke, broken clouds, and those rain showers that move through. Each of those providing some blockage of the sun from the maximum power to reach my solar panels. Total missed production up to 63.4 kilowatt hours. All right, and our final day here is June 10th, 2023, where production is back up above average for June of 2022. We generated 42.4 kilowatt hours, or 7.4 above average. And our max power is still slightly off of what we typically see this time of year by 300 watts, but I'll call that close enough to average. The air quality index over Rockville, Maryland was green actually, even though surrounded by a lot of moderate levels. We did reach green for the day in Rockville with a 46. And missed production only 5 kilowatt hours for the day. We could see in the afternoon there were some periods of broken clouds that came in. Otherwise, we probably could have pushed up to, I would say maybe 45 or more for the day. Total missed production, 68.5 kilowatt hours for this period of wildfire smoke. So from Monday through Saturday, that's 2 days of average production lost due to a combination of largely wildfire smoke over the area and some periods of broken clouds and a few rain showers. I think that's pretty surprising and pretty staggering. In fact, quite impactful, and could potentially be a reason why if I don't reach 1 megawatt hour of production in June for this year, that would be why. Thanks for watching the video. If you really liked it, make sure to subscribe to Tesla Family Channel for free here on YouTube. We really appreciate all of our subscribers and everyone who watches our videos. If you have a question, leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you soon. Check out all of our other videos and playlists. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Use my referral link when you order Tesla products like Tesla Solar Roof or solar panels or vehicles, and you can earn credits upon activation of your solar system or delivery of your vehicle that you can redeem for awards in the Tesla referral shop.